All right, welcome, Christina and Chris York. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I am so excited to have you both here. Welcome. How are
Oh,
you, Christina?
great. Thanks for having me. This is awesome. It's been a long time since I've seen both of you. So this is great.
Yes. And Chris?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome. Had a good breakfast and feeling good, feeling pumped, ready to go.
All right. So when was the last time we all seen each other? I think I saw
Well,
Chris at my Fire Up Live seminar, and Christina, it's been a while,
Yeah. Well, I think the
isn't it?
last time I saw both of you together was at your charity event a long time ago at with Heart Hayes and everybody at
Oh, so the
wow.
IVBCF
yes.
fashion
First
show.
one.
Was it the no? Was it the fashion show? No, it was the one that was
Oh,
the
the
dinner.
award.
Or the dinner. There was the awards. The
Yes,
dinner.
it's the award
That's right.
celebration for
Yes.
IVBCF also. Yes, I remember that was a long time ago.
Yes. Yes. I have some great pictures of us. I have to post them.
I know, I was actually just looking at the picture with you, Chris, and Hart Hayes in it, and me and Steve. And I'm like thinking, I need to get this three together again. I mean, that's why I was trying to see if I can get Hart Hayes too for this call. But unfortunately, I couldn't reach her. But
Oh,
I am so glad that you're both here.
Thank
And
you.
so I wanted, this is the time where it's so amazing that I'm really getting to connect with people. I mean, again, this is, if it weren't for this situation, which is really not a good situation, but this is like, I'm thinking about connecting with you, and this is how it's working.
yeah. This actually,
So,
it's been actually a good thing over a tragedy. It's connecting
yeah.
so many people who don't normally use FaceTime or Zoom or anything. They can actually see somebody rather than just a phone call or text. So it's,
Yes. And so for you, Chris, I mean, has it been easy or hard? What is it?
well, well, in my state in Utah, it hasn't been affected quite like California has.
Uh-huh.
So in that instance, we're still kind of safeguarded. But if you take the proper precautions to, unfortunately, the incidents like the situation that's going on, I think you still can be, pretty well. But it's awesome to see people via FaceTime, via Duo or Zoom or whatever you instances or like whatever avenues you have to see people. I mean, it's awesome to see your smiling faces. So it's been
Oh,
vice
very
versa.
well.
yeah, we miss you, Chris. I mean,
Thank you.
for the people that are watching this, I don't know if you guys are aware that Chris had a car accident, and he was totally in a coma situation, and it took a while for him to recover. How many years was that, Chris?
Well, after the incident, after the car wreck, it took me about a year to in the hospital. But I would say like to really recover and be confident and with my voice and because I had to learn how to talk again and maybe 3 years, 3 4 years, I felt very confident about my abilities and who I was as a person.
Yes. And so for the viewers, I just wanted to make sure that they're aware that you were in the military before,
Yes,
and you got into the modeling industry to
I
where
did.
you were almost already doing several movies. Am I
Yep.
right?
Yes, you are right.
And so before the accident, you were already getting ready to launch a movie.
Yes. Well, I feel like I was at just the start of my career and just
Hmm.
I worked so hard to get to where I was, and then of course the accident happened, and unfortunately I had to make the best out of the situation that I was in, and just live every day for that day.
Yes. So with Christina also was in the TV reality show with Survivor, and I believe you also had an incident where you were hurt.
Yes.
Can you just share that story, Christina, to the viewership?
Yes, it was 4th of July of 2000, and I was shot in line of duty. It was a hostage situation, and it fractured my humerus, shattered my radius. I was partially paralyzed in my left hand, and was told I was never going to go back to work or never going to use my arm again. Thank God they saved my arm because they wanted to take it. And I got pretty much everything back except I can't touch my shoulder. on this side, and I can't completely rotate my wrist all the way. So I lost some supination and pronation. But like Chris, I mean, Chris had a harder ordeal than what I did. I mean, what I went through is nothing compared to what he's been through. But like him, I was determined, and I was, optimistic, and I was like, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get whatever I can back and be whatever I can to my 100%, so I can go back and do what I enjoy doing. And thank you, Chris, for everything you've done. I mean, you're an inspiration to a lot of people, so you're my
You're very
inspiration.
welcome. Thank you.
Yes.
Very, very welcome.
So I think part of what I am um, hearing is that both of you have gone through so much challenges in life, and you were able to overcome it. And so the perspective of people staying at home, losing people that they love because of the coronavirus, what are the things that you have in mind for people while they're going through this situation? So I'll start with you, Christina, and then I'll go to Chris.
Well, in what matter? What are you trying to say? So are you saying while they're going through this, how can they overcome their anxiety or their
Yes.
depression? Okay, so I thank God, I believe in God, and I thank God, my faith is what's helped me get through this. And because I've gone through so many near-death experiences, from being hit by a car, I was also hit by a DUI driver where I was almost squished to death. Um, I've had a few things
Yeah.
happen. So I think that the coronavirus was going to get me. Wow, then that's my time to die. I guess I have no choice in the matter. But I look at life as we're here for a reason, and we can't let this virus, this invisible threat, this invisible invisible weapon, in a sense, be our detriment. And we can't let it get to us physically, mentally, in any capacity. I mean, we're at home. At least people have the luxury of being with their families. I mean, I'm by myself with my dog, so that's my luxury. But at least other people, they didn't have the time with their kids before, so now they do. Or their husband or their wife. So now they have that time. I mean, it could be good. It could also be bad. So it depends on the situation. Because unfortunately, we also know a lot of domestic violence has gone up because of this. But I really think that if people really take this time to reflect, to look at everything they have that's good, rather than all the negative stuff that's happening, it'll change their life in a heartbeat. I mean, they have to now realize, this is a life changer. It's going to change a lot of things in everything we do. So to be optimistic and not let this get them down, because unfortunately, Chris and I have gone through a bunch of struggles in our life. And fortunately, we are here and we overcame that. But it took time. I mean, it wasn't easy. And I'm sure it was not easy for Chris, and mentally or physically. And it's just something I think everyone has to go through, something negative in a sense, sad to say, in their life, to also bring out the best in their life. So they should use it to their advantage.
I totally agree. And then Chris?
Yes, ma'am. Just like Christina, I have gone through some things where, one of my mantras that I like to remember is to make the best out of every situation. And unfortunately, right now, this is the situation that we're in. And because of this instance, you have to stay home, or you have to be safe. You have to enjoy the small things in life, and that the fact that you can find things to do with your wife or your children, and you can find things to do where you're 6 feet away from, of course, anybody else, but you can go hiking, or you can enjoy nature where you're not around anybody. You're just enjoying your family together. Maybe you can go for a walk with your baby girl or baby boy, or just enjoy your family. And unfortunately, you're going to miss lots of people in this that are affected, or by this instance or this virus. You're affected by that, and the people that you lose, it's kind of sad, but you really have to thank God for the little things, and just be happy that you're affected, or make the best out of the situation. If you are affected and you get through it, get over it. You make the best out of that situation.
Okay. Well, that was amazing. I think that's really good for people to hear that from both of you, because I see so many people posting really sad stories. And even yesterday I was watching this TV news about a mother just had a coronavirus, and she has to be separated with her newborn baby.
Oh, I saw that.
I mean, it's really ridiculous what's going on with this disease, but at the same time, we cannot be sucked into feeling depressed and sad, or else, I mean, we're just going to go down instead of just, keeping our spirit up and making sure that we are still in line with what we need to do for everybody and for ourselves, right?
Well,
Right.
and suicide rate right now, they're saying, is going up.
Yeah.
Some people losing their jobs. are, feeling depressed and are taking their lives. And if I can give any word of advice to those that are thinking about or contemplating, there's help. And, there's always a solution to any problem, even financially. I mean, if you lost your job, there's other people hiring. There's tons of things out there. I mean, it's like they need to look outside the box and not think, what's going to happen? I'm done. I have no choice. I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to lose my house. There's a solution to every problem out there, but there is no solution to once you take your life, because once you take your life, they're going to affect everyone in the aftermath. And yeah, you might not be here to see that, but unfortunately the people are that left behind, they're the ones dealing with the aftermath. And so I
Right.
really, really, really I hope those people who are looking or thinking about committing suicide, that they look for help first prior to doing that.
Right. And after, like, to that subject, if you end everything, there's so many other ways that you can help yourself. There's so many programs. There's so many things that you could do besides, unfortunately, taking your life. You're affecting the people around you, and you never know. You might just be part of that statistic. My whole life, I felt there's nothing worth going through that is good. You're gonna end it. There's so many ways that you can help things, and there's so many programs that can help you no matter what you're going through.
Yes. Right now, everything is temporary. We don't need a permanent,
Right.
that's not a permanent decision for a temporary problem.
Yes, exactly. This is just temporary. Now, I know I've heard where, Christina, you are now working for, is it a police, organization? Is that what it is? Police
Well,
force?
I'm working for 911 Media, which is a trademark. They make app websites and publications. So they do a lot of the apps and websites for like Korak, FOP, Phoenix PD, Vegas PD, Star and Shield, Star News, a bunch of publications, but they do their apps and websites for them, for the associations. They also own American Police Beat magazine, which is a national police magazine. So I've been helping them with, getting tribute ads, because May is our National Police Week, which they usually have huge ceremonies in Washington, D.C. and in Sacramento to honor our fallen officers. And unfortunately, because of this virus, a lot of those ceremonies have been canceled. And sadly to say, even funerals, I mean, everything's being placed on hold. You can't have these huge ceremonies anymore, processions. So I really try to help, let people know that use this magazine. It's a national magazine to their advantage, whether it's for advertisement for people who are struggling with their businesses, because you are connected to a lot of police officers all over the states. And it's also a great place to honor our fallen officers and show support to their families. So
that's awesome. Oh my gosh. That is such an amazing program.
So I'm just trying to keep myself busy, and I'm very fortunate that my boss has given me this opportunity. And so
that's cool. What about you, Chris? What's going on with you?
Well, I still work a construction job, and given the fact that things are going on, my boss gives us a every Friday email. It says, we're not going to quit the jobs. Only way we're not going to start firing people. We're not going to do any of that. We may be slowed down a little bit by our suppliers like Fedna or different suppliers closing their doors for a little bit, but it's hard. Construction, you really aren't affected by what you do. We work outside. We're not ever working indoors. We're not affected. We're not around other people. We're around our mates, but that's the person we work with. As long as he's not affected, and our boss sends an email that says, if you're affected, do not come to work. There are test sites. Do not go to the ER. There are test sites where we can do things for you. So I'm very lucky, just like Cristina. I'm very lucky to have an income throughout this ordeal. Is what's going on, this sickness. I'm just very lucky to have an income, and I'm lucky enough to actually work 2 jobs. I have a second job at Walmart. I unload the trucks in the back at night. I'm not around anybody then as well. So.
And that's the thing, that people were to look out there. There's so many opportunities out there. So there really is no, them saying they don't have a job. Well, there's other opportunities. It's just you have to go out there and look for them, or look online. I mean, yes.
Yes. I hope you don't mind that I'm looking at my phone, because this is Dave Nugert, that he just said, I am feeling calls and can't. So he cannot join us tonight.
Okay.
Which is fine. Okay, and I'll just share you later.
Just let me know, your feed is coming in very staticky.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay. So no worries, because I think it's the internet. With the Zoom bandwidth, it's being very difficult, and I'm using the Wi-Fi. So it's been difficult. But as long as you guys are good, that's all that
Yeah.
matters to me.
Oh, okay.
Sure,
Well, makes me look
sure,
good.
sure, Marie, blame it on the
I know,
Wi-Fi.
right?
But anyway, I know that I wanted to ask Chris some questions too. Hold on for a minute. Let me just go through what I have listed for Chris too. Okay, hold on. Um,
And I'm very proud of you, Chris. You look amazing. You
Thank you
have
very much.
overcome a lot.
Thank you.
okay,
It's been
so
quite a road.
yes. So one thing, Chris, that I wanted to ask you, after all the incident, the car accident, and going through the therapy and trying to get back to a normal life, because I mean, how is it? Did it change your perspective about everything? And do you still have like future goals that you're trying to fulfill after that?
Yes, well, going through what I went through, it was very important for me just to be basic. The basic thing is you can only control what you can control, and you're who you are as a person. You how you make people laugh, or if you're in a bad mood all the time, nobody's want to be around you.
Yeah,
If you're in a happy mood and you take every day as it comes and just be happy and try to enjoy, like spread that enjoyment throughout the hospital or whatever you be, the internet or whatever you're doing, just be happy. People are going to respond to that because you're a person they want to be around. Nobody wants to be around a negative Sally ever, you know. And I took that mantra with me no matter what I did. I wanted people to laugh and want to be around me, so I made the best out of every situation. And I do have goals. I do, I am trying to write a book, uh, and I'm writing that on the weekend because, like I said, I work two jobs, so there's definitely not enough time in any day, but the weekend. So I do at least 5 hours on the weekend to write the book, and you know, I'm working on getting a government job where I'll be a police officer at the airport.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
that's
And once
that's
I,
really cool. That's
yeah,
really cool, Chris.
it is. But of course, I right now because of my car wreck, I have a alcohol incident on my record,
Uh-huh.
and of course, with the police officer, you have to have a gun. And because I have that alcohol incident on my record, you can't have a gun. So I'm in the process of getting a pardon and talking to the Utah governor, and it's a whole ordeal. But when I get that job and have those hours, it'll afford me much more time to write my book and
That's right.
be a very good. I'd like to be a motivational speaker and
I
just
like that.
tell people what affected me and what was my mantra and what was my thinking, what drove me through was my perseverance and my pride and, those type of things. And that helped me through what was I thinking about certain situations and how was I able to, fight those obstacles and come out on top.
That's
Yes, I
awesome.
think
That's
that's
awesome.
awesome. And I know that you and I have talked about you showing up at our next Fire Up Live seminar in
Yes.
October, and hopefully everything is going to be okay by then. I'm counting
Hopefully,
that
hopefully.
this is going to
Well,
stop.
well, positive thoughts out there.
Yes, yes, and I actually have a very good, amazing business coach who's going to be featured speaker for that. And that's going to be on October 10th. And
Oh,
I'm hoping that we still have that schedule and we don't have to
Me too.
cancel it.
Me too.
Yes. So Christina, I mean, um, so you're helping this organization with the media and everything. And is there anything else that you are doing aside from that?
yeah, I'm actually, well, yes. My boss is actually going to be my partner. We're working on an app to help first responders dealing with
Okay.
work competencies, injuries. So we're trying to get that going and launching it as soon as possible, especially right now. So he's helping me with that. And then I'm also like Chris, then little by little writing little things for a book that can possibly in the future write a movie about stuff that I've gone through with my father's death. In fact, his anniversary is this month in April on the 24th. And just basically murder, talk about, why I became a cop and, why I did what I did, and then on my struggles. And so I'm working on those things. But it is like Chris said, it's a struggle. It's like, I mean, luckily, these people who are in their houses right now who aren't working have a luxury to do this kind of stuff.
Exactly. I mean, it's funny that you're already working on a book that will turn into a movie. Chris is doing the same thing. That's why he is working on his book, and he's going to write a story. Yeah.
Hey, Cristina, you
Yes.
got $5 million you want to let me borrow? What's up?
Sure. When
So
I get my output, I will fund your movie.
Oh my God, that will be awesome, Cristina. Oh my God. So imagine that's how you help each other, right?
Right?
So I would love to see that happen, Cristina, and I'll definitely support your app and then make sure that Chris gets the help that he needs also.
Same here.
That would be awesome.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there's the way I look at it, there's a lot. The thing is, it's like paying it forward in anything you do in life. And I think
Yes.
something you don't do things because you want something back. But great, fortunately things do happen that way. When you do give away things or do things for other people, it does come back twofold. And I'm like, we all have our network, we all have our connections, we all have different things. And if we all work together, then everything works great.
That's what we call collaboration.
I feel the more you give, the more you get in return.
You do.
If you
really
do things without asking for something in return,
Yep.
your life will be more blessed than you know.
That's all you guys, both of you have done that for IVBCF. That's why I just admire you both so much for all the things that you did for our community here in Temecula. The fact that you show up at at our fashion show and promote it, and then make such a great show for everybody to watch. It's such an incredible generosity what you both did, especially Chris. Chris is coming from Salt Lake City, brought sponsors from from his resources, from all of his connections, just to support the fashion show and to help the community in promoting the everything that we have here. So both of you, I really thank you for all. If I have never said that before, I'm taking the time to thank both of you. Again, I hope people really recognize how beautiful both you are, because you have a good heart, and all the things that you do for your own community and for other people like me here in Temecula. I mean, I swear that's a long distance for all of you. You're in LA, you're in Salt Lake City.
Well, Chris.
I know.
It's a 2-hour drive for me.
He has to fly too. And I remember we did a photo shoot, the James Bond photo shoot. Oh gosh. Yes, that was still such a remarkable experience for all of us too. You guys were gorgeous, and it's just amazing what we did there. Everybody had a lot of fun. Do you still remember that? I mean,
Yes, I do. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Marie.
Yes.
You are an awesome person just to be around, and what you do
Thank
for
you.
your community and what you do with your around, what you do, try to help people. It's an enjoyment to be around you. And of course, Christina, the things that you two try to do are the same that I try to do here locally, but we're all trying to help out. That's the best part.
Yep, I agree. And
Well,
Chris,
that's-
just took the words out of my mouth. Thank you, Marie, because you really have connected so many people. Like when I first met
thank
you at Hearts of Reality, or sorry, Reality Rally, like you're amazing. You're an inspiration. And I mean, you've gone so far from when you first started to now. Like I'm honored to be part of anything you do. I mean, whatever you touch turns to gold.
Well, thank you. Well, one thing I wanted to share with you is that, we now have Building Solid Foundation as a part of the Roku network.
Oh,
Imagine
nice.
that was a big step. And this is really going to open so many opportunities for people to have their own TV show. I really wish all of you will have your own TV show and your own movies.
Marie, I have an idea for you. We'll have to talk later.
Okay. And just know that I'm also working on a movie, 2 movies. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this, but we're in this level now, all of us. It's like we're going to the next level, which is creating a movie and publishing books. That is incredible, Cristina and Chris. I mean, both of you are just like so cool to hear that. So anyway, I wanted to just ask you, what would be the last thing that you would like to share to people? Because I don't want to take more of your time, but just if you can just share whatever you have in mind to the people that are going to be watching this show. I'll start
Okay,
with you,
Chris.
Christina. Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, Chris, go ahead. You go first. Okay, I went first last time. Okay, Chris.
Okay, Chris, go ahead.
Okay. There's always hope. There's always hope. If you're watching this and you're down on your luck and you're down on what's going on, there's hope. And if you hope, you have to back it up with work. And if you're going to dream, you have to be able to put in the work and make your dreams come true. And like I said, if you're going through something, do the preventative measures that are going to protect you and your family from what's going on. There's avenues that can help you. There's things that you can do to help other people. Just don't give up hope.
I agree with that. With everything happening right now, everyone feels desperate. Everyone's going through their own little battles at home. Take this opportunity to reflect, to make yourself a better person. I mean, work on those projects you didn't want to work on before because you didn't have the time. Now you don't have an excuse. Clear out the garage, clear out the backyard, brush. I mean, whatever. I mean, and then also do something for your neighbor. If you see a neighbor that is an elderly, reach out, help them out. I mean, be part of the community, be part of your neighborhood. Do things outside, look outside the box. I mean, this is a great opportunity right now for all of us to do some amazing things, like people making masks, that own other kind of businesses are now doing something to mask, or, do something where you're volunteering or donate blood right now. They definitely are in desperate need of blood. Those are little things we can do. Still taking care of ourselves, still wearing our own mask, still 6 feet away, staying at home when you need to stay at home. Don't be dumb and go to the beach and be around tons of people, or go hiking where there's tons of people. I mean, there's so many things we can do to not only help ourselves, but help the community and do something that's going to be amazing, because this is going to change, like I said, so many different people's lives in so many ways, and bring out the best in everybody and the entrepreneurship of everybody. So use this to your advantage.
That was awesome. Oh my God, that was such an inspirational information from both of you. Thank you so much for your time. And I wish we could do this. We're going to do this again, right? We're going to make another call. And I can't wait to have the next one already. But I miss both of you.
Like the public announcements.
I know. I miss both of you. I mean, you look amazing, Christina and Chris. Really, you look amazing. So I love both of you. You know that, and I really wish the best on everything that you guys are doing, and hopefully we can benefit a lot of people from what we're doing too. And we'll just hope for the best, right?
Yes. Next year,
absolutely.
Chris and Marie, next year, we are going to have our book. We are going to have that
Yes.
start to movie. We're going to make sure that this is going to be our goal. Like next year when we talk again, something, whether we start our book and that's out there, that's the first step. We're going to make sure we keep on top of each other.
I like that. Oh my gosh.
Well, hopefully next time it's in person.
Yes, I like that. And the funny thing is, I've been texting Chris about, okay, when are you going to get your book out? So it's the accountability. And I think saying it verbally, especially this is recorded and it's going to go out. Now we are committed.
Did you see that I think it was on Ellen DeGeneres, Coldplay was on there, and he showed a video from years ago when he was like a kid, and he said, I'm going to be Coldplay, you're going to get to know my name, blah, blah, blah. And he said it, and then he showed that video again. I saw it yesterday. Yes. It was so cool to see someone so determined, so like putting it out there, and now look where he's at. I mean, it's pretty
exactly.
awesome.
I mean, that's what it takes. The what do you call it? It's the persistence, the commitment, and just the focus for making sure that it will happen, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well, anyway, thank you so much. I love both of you, and again, we're gonna schedule it for another time. And you guys have an amazing day. Okay.
Be safe out there. Love you guys. And Chris, please don't be a stranger. Keep in touch.
Yes, ma'am. Right. We'll do.
Okay. And also, if you need a referral, like, a reference, please let me know and I will write something up.
That is awesome.
Ma'am, I will. Thank you very much. Love you, Maureen. Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, love you both. All right. You take care.
Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Do we hang up?